What's up, boys and girls? It's 10:26 a.m. EST. I just got done live trading with my one-on-one students, and today is a green day for me. I've taken 3 trades thus far. 2 of them have been winners. And specifically, if you trade with over a 10K account, you're looking for a quick strategy that you can use right at market open and just go for a quick 5%. You're going to love this video. I'm going to show you a real-time example of how I traded this stock today. So let's go ahead and dive straight in. For context, my name is Andrew. If you're brand new to the channel, I've tracked over 4,108 small cap breakouts over the past 15 months. And I've used all of this data to go through and filter and find out what truly has a direct correlation to win rate. Where can I get in at? Where's the best place to put take profit? Where's the best place to put stop loss? So as I'm going through and tracking every single one of these, I filter through all of the data and find the best setups that I can trade. Currently, right now, I'm trading 5 setups and they all average around a 65 to 70% win rate. But this specific setup, since I'm going for such a small amount, it actually currently has an 89% win rate. And today we hit another winner, so that win rate is actually going to go up a little bit. So just to give you the variables that you need to look for, if you're watching this, you trade with over a 10K account, you need to be available between 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. So you'll see here, one of the many things I filter through is the time frame the stock actually goes and breaks out, 9:31 to 10. 10:01 to 10:30, and then 10:30 all the way to 11. So that first hour and a half of market open, you need to be available. Next up, what you want to do is go through the top gainers list over here on Webull, and you want to identify every single stock that has a free float between 10 to 50 million. Jay-Z falls in that category perfectly. You can see free float sitting at 15.2 million. I'll show you how to set this up if you don't have your Webull set up like me. Then an easy way for you to identify the free float, just go over to the quotes widget, come down here and take a look at the free float. It needs to be between 10 to 50 million. Make sure you're not looking at the free float market cap. That is not what I track. I track the free float. All right. After that, what you're also going to identify at the same time is the market cap for the stock. And the market cap must be below 50 million in order for this to set up. All right. Now, from there, you're also going to want to make sure that the 5-minute candle that confirms breakout has more than $1 million in volume. And that's actually why I love this strategy so much, is because it's a very high liquidity, high volume type strategy on the breakouts after market open. We're looking for these stocks that have a ton of volume to them. And what I've been able to find is that 89% of these have run for at least 5% over the past 12 months. Just to give you an idea of how long I've been tracking this specific setup, I found it in August of last year. And this is the equity curve down here. So if you only took this setup, and again, I'm not promising that you're going to get these results by any means, guys. Read the disclaimer here. But this is the back-tested equity curve. You can see it's consistently went up. In June, we did have this dip, but in July and August, it's been climbing back. So let's jump into Jay-Z here. So the very first part of this is on the 5-minute time frame. You're going to identify any stock that has made a run up of at least 17% or more. Once the stock is up at least 17%, you're waiting for at least one red candle in the 5-minute time frame, which is exactly what we get right here. This is right after market open. So as soon as we establish that red candle, that allows me to set a horizontal line, and this is what I call the breakout level. And now I always set my resistance levels at the body of the candle. I don't set it at the wick. The 4,000 plus breakouts that you saw me track, all of that data is based off of either the close of the green candle or the open of the red candle. Whichever one is higher is the level that I take. Now, once I've established that level, what I do is very easy. I just right click here. I go to create alert. If it's in pre-market, I click the app button, and then I bring this over here, news and movement, include extended hours. That's very important. Or if it's after market open, all you got to do is right click, create alert, and then just put above 426. So that's exactly what I did. At 9:45 a.m. EST, this 5-minute candle breaks above that level. And for me, I'd already identified that the free flow was between 10 to 50 million. So that's a check. Market cap is below 50 million. So that's a check. Also, too, by the way, price needs to be below $20. That's a check. My final thing that I'm looking for is the volume on this candle. Now, I have a custom dollar volume indicator that I created that tells me the rough volume on every single 5-minute candle, 1-minute candle, so on and so forth. So all I have to do is put my mouse over the candle right here. And down here in the blue, you'll actually see the dollar volume pop up when I put my mouse over it. So when I put my mouse over this candle, the one that confirmed the breakout, the one that closed over 426, it had $10.9 million worth of volume roughly flowing through that 5-minute candle. Once I saw that it was well above 1 million, all I had to do at that point was go in and hit buy at market at the close of this candle, which is exactly what I did. And I'll actually upload the live trading session so you can see me execute this in real time. Now, I always go in with a group order. And for me, whenever I'm tracking the data, I've always used the generic 15% stop loss whenever I started tracking these strategies. So the stop loss on this one is 15%. So the risk is greater than the reward because I'm only going for a quick 5% take profit. What makes this strategy profitable is the very high win rate. Being at 89%, that's what's made it so damn consistent, and it's continued to do that over the past 12 months, and that's exactly why I look for it every single day. It's a nice little 5% gainer that I can size up on because this strategy is looking for stocks that have very high volume. So I entered at the very close of this candle right here. We do get into some drawdown right here, and one of the reasons why I don't use a very tight stop loss is because that drawdown right there was 6%. So if I tried to use a 5% stop loss, I would have got kicked out right before the big move to the upside. We ended up making this move up to 546, which is much more than 5%. Ended up running over 18% right there. And then it rolled over. And again, I know not to hold any stock really over 15 to 20% gains once it goes to breakout, because from tracking all the numbers, I've just seen that the higher you go and take profit, if you try to go for 25, 30, so on and so forth, win rate continues to drop, profitability continues to drop. And you can see why, because this is a Chinese company. And it just rolled over here. It's consolidating now, but I'm not going to be playing this one anymore. So that was my big 5% play. That's the one that I sized up on. The two other trades that I took today was MMA. This was actually my first trade of the day. And by going through and filtering through the data, I'm always looking for new setups that I can trade. And one of the things I've really been focused on is getting in before the breakout. So I started tracking a couple new variables that I've been looking at. And right now, I found a strategy that seems to be super profitable. So what I'm currently doing right now is I'm going in with very small position sizing to kind of test out this strategy and get a good idea for how it feels. I took a trade with it yesterday, and it was a winner, which was nice. And then I took two trades on it today. The first one was on MMA. This one makes a big move at 9 a.m. and then 9:05 on the 5-minute time frame. We get our pullback here at 9:10. Typically, I would just wait for this stock to round, move its way up, and break out. But I've been focused on getting in before the breakout. So I decided to enter right here at the close of this candle right here at 9:10 because it met all of the conditions that I was looking for. And as soon as I enter, we get a little bit more drawdown, and then we start to round here. My take profit was up here 71 cents, and then we just get knifed right here at market open. That kills all of the momentum. My stop loss was down here at 49 cents. We tap my stop loss, and then boom, this thing goes and explodes, and it breaks out right there at 10:05 a.m. And it would have ripped straight through my take profit. So that's annoying. But whenever you trade the small cap market, that's going to happen for you. Typically, what I like to do is get right back on the horse, just take that loss, continue to move on. The next trade that I took was CDTG. And this is another play where I decided to get in before the breakout. Being that this specific breakout broke out between 10:01 to 10:30, this is typically not a breakout that I would play because that specific time frame for breakouts is actually not a profitable time frame whatsoever. But I decided to get in before the breakout because this stock met all the conditions. So I decided to enter at the close of this candle right here. The close was 373, so I got in right here with a 20% stop loss, 15% take profit. We do start to bounce immediately right time I get in. My take profit was up here at 427. We don't quite hit that. We hit 414, and it gets rejected pretty hard right here. And I would say this is the hardest part about trading the small cap market. When you see a stock, start to bounce here and then it gets rejected, a lot of people sell on this dip right here. For me, since I've tracked so much data, I just go in with my plan. I set my stop loss. I set my take profit. I don't care what it does in between. I'm not watching every single 1 minute candle. I'm just going to let the trade play out. And that typically works out well for me because that's exactly what happened with CDTG. It bounced. My take profit was up here at 427. I get a nice 15% take profit on that one. So that was nice. That really basically gave me back all the profits that I had lost on MMA, with Jay-Z being my big winner for the day. It is going into 10:30 right now. So from 10:30 all the way till 12, I'll be calling out all of the plays inside of my one-on-one student chat. So those are the 3 trades that I took today. Go look for this setup for yourself. If you're interested in one-on-one training, you want to live trade with me Monday through Friday every single day, you want to make sure you don't miss any of these setups, and you trade with more than $10,000 in your portfolio, click that link down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.